All right, Cowboys fans, buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you could change everything you thought you knew about the direction of this team. This isn't just another Tuesday in the NFL. This is major news, potentially franchise-altering, and it's coming fast. Multiple sources, insiders, and now fan reactions are swirling online with one shocking, almost unbelievable rumor. Matt Eberflus, the Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator, has reportedly been fired. And not only that, but the confirmation may have come straight from none other than Jerry Jones himself. That's right, Jerry, the man who pulls all the strings in Dallas, may have just pulled the plug on the defensive experiment that was Matt Eberflus. And honestly, if this is true, then we have to talk about the why, the how, and most importantly, what now? Because if this is true, then everything changes. The coaching dynamic, the locker room atmosphere, the defensive strategy going forward, and possibly even the playoff hopes of this entire franchise. For months now, the Cowboys' defense has been in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. We saw early flashes of potential when Eberflus first came in, bringing with him a system that promised discipline, sharp zone coverage, and a renewed focus on fundamentals. At first, it seemed like he might be the guy to finally stabilize a defense that's been inconsistent for years. But as the season progressed, cracks began to show. The secondary looked lost at times. The run defense couldn't stop a nosebleed, and even star players like Micah Parsons appeared visibly frustrated on the field. There were missed assignments, communication breakdowns, poor tackling angles, all signs of a defense that was not on the same page with its coordinator. And the fans? Oh, they noticed. Twitter lit up after every blown coverage, every busted play, every game where the defense gave up 30-plus points. Cowboys Nation made it known this defense wasn't cutting it. And slowly but surely, the pressure began to build. Now here's where things get interesting. Matt Eberflus isn't some rookie DC. He has experience. He knows the league, and he's known as a coach who usually earns the trust of his players. But after his rocky tenure as the Chicago Bears head coach, where he was criticized heavily for his game management and conservative approach, many questioned whether he was truly the right fit for a high-expectation team like Dallas. When Jerry Jones brought him in, there were mixed reactions. Some praised the hire as a smart move, bringing in a veteran voice, while others warned that his schemes might not match the aggressive mentality that Dallas needs. Fast forward to now, and it looks like those concerns may have been well-founded. Over the past few weeks, there have been signs that all was not well behind the scenes. Eberflus looked visibly tense during sideline moments, and players were reportedly frustrated with the lack of adjustments during games. When the Cowboys were torched by lesser offenses, fingers started pointing, and it didn't take long for the coaching staff to come under fire. And then there's Jerry Jones. We all know Jerry. He's not just the owner, he's the puppet master. When he talks, people listen. When he makes a move, it sends shockwaves throughout the league. He's never been shy about making bold decisions, even controversial ones. Remember when he stuck with Jason Garrett for far too long? Or when he publicly called out coaches and players in the media? That's Jerry. So when word started leaking that Jerry had made a comment confirming changes to the defensive side of the ball, all eyes turned to Eberflus. Was this just Jerry being dramatic, or was it a subtle but calculated way to let the world know that a change was coming? Now, nothing official has been announced by the Cowboys yet, not as of the recording of this video, but insiders close to the team are suggesting that the writing is on the wall. Apparently, Eberflus met with upper management in what sources described as a tense but quiet meeting at the Star, the Cowboys HQ. No press, no media, no leaks, just a closed-door conversation about the future of the defense. And you don't hold meetings like that unless something big is about to happen. Let's not forget that the Cowboys are still trying to make a playoff push this season. The NFC is competitive, and Dallas has no room for errors, especially on defense. They can't afford to let games slip away because of bad scheming, poor tackling, or defensive confusion. And from a PR standpoint, Jerry knows the fans are fed up. When the Cowboys lose, it's always a national story. And when they lose because of the defense, that spotlight burns even hotter. So if this move is true, if Eberflus has indeed been let go, it's not just about results on the field. It's about the message it sends. Mediocrity isn't tolerated. Not in Dallas, not under Jerry's watch. But what happens next? If Eberflus is out, who steps in? Some say it might be an internal promotion, possibly someone like Joe Witt Jr. or George Edwards coaches, already familiar with the roster and capable of stepping in without a full schematic overhaul. Others think Jerry might be eyeing someone from outside the organization, a big-name defensive guru who could shake things up and install a more aggressive, attacking style of play. And of course, this decision could ripple far beyond just the coordinator position. What does this mean for Mike McCarthy, the head coach? Is his seat heating up too? Because if Jerry's willing to axe Eberflus mid-season, that signals that nobody is safe. The coaching staff is under a microscope now. And what about the players? Will this change fire them up or rattle them? We've seen teams collapse after mid-season coaching changes before the lack of continuity, the leadership vacuum, the trust issues. But we've also seen teams rally around a shakeup, using it as fuel to lock in and dominate. It all depends on how the Cowboys manage the transition. Another wild card in all of this is the locker room. Say what you will about Eberflus, but he had his guys players who bought into his system, who respected him as a coach. If those players feel betrayed or blindsided, that could fracture team chemistry. On the flip side, if the players had lost faith in him and were hoping for a change, this could inject new energy into the room. Either way, the next few weeks are going to be crucial. Every game matters now. Every snap. Every play call. The Cowboys are in the thick of a playoff race, and if Jerry Jones truly pulled the plug on Eberflus, it means he's betting that change, even this late in the season, is better than standing pat. And you know what? Maybe he's right. Maybe this team needed a jolt. Maybe this defense, as talented as it is on paper, just needed a different voice, a new perspective, someone who can take elite talents like Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, and DeMarcus Lawrence and unleash them to their full potential. Maybe this move, if it's really happening, is the catalyst that gets this team back on track. Or maybe it backfires spectacularly and we end the season wondering what could have been. Either way, this is going to be one of the most closely watched coaching storylines of the year. And if it turns out that Jerry Jones truly confirmed this behind closed doors, you can bet the NFL world will be watching Dallas like a hawk. Because when Jerry makes a move, it's never small. And when the Cowboys shake up their coaching staff, the whole league feels it. So where do we go from here? Right now, we wait. We watch. We stay tuned for the official announcement. But in the meantime, let me ask you this. Do you think Eberflus deserved to be fired? Was he really the problem, or is this just another case of scapegoating in Dallas? And if he's out, who do you want calling the plays on defense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I want to hear from you. This team has the talent. It has the roster. It has the owner who's not afraid to spend. All it needs now is the right leadership. So stay locked in, Cowboys Nation, because whether this is the beginning of a new era or just another bump in the road, you can bet it's going to be dramatic, unpredictable, and, as always, absolutely must watch.